Elton's Retirement Journey. Welcome back. Just a recap of the last segment, I was talking about pre and post retirement income sources. And I was mentioning about the event staffing, which is working concerts, baseball games, festivals, and things like that. And I was saying that how I didn't like working outside, but that doesn't mean you don't like to. So I'm going to highlight the benefits of working these event staff. So in my time doing this, I've seen Rob Zombie, Five Fingers of Death, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Taylor Swift, Pink, Madonna, and so many country western artists that I can't even keep track of them. I remember Luke Bryan and the Dave Matthews Band. But those are some of the benefits because you might get tired in your retirement. You want to go make a little extra cash, enjoy the show. You'd have to get there a couple hours before everybody, and you'll be the last ones to leave. But you make some extra money. The recycling tip, that's going to be a little tricky one because sometimes to get the money, it depends on what you have. Cars pay the most, then you're going to have copper, and it all depends on the weights. But if you've got junk laying around, or you see things, or you just feel like doing something good for the environment, you can do that, especially if you have a lot of aluminum cans and you can get them up in a number of pounds. But those are all some of the ideas that I had from the last episode. But this episode, I want to talk about health savings accounts and what you can do with those. And I'm going to use myself as an example. So one of my jobs, they switched insurance carriers. We went from Blue Cross Blue Shield, doctors visit $25, specialists 40, over to a tiered healthcare plan. And that was with Aetna. So you had the bronze, which had the highest deductible, $6,000. So you got to hit $6,000 before they even get to the 80/20 part. Um, and then they had the silver, silver plus, and the gold. The gold was the best. But I elected to go with what was close to what I was paying previously. And I wound up going with the silver plus plan, which is $135 a pay period. And that was considered a high deductible plan. And since it was a high deductible plan, I signed up and got a health savings account. Now, while I was employed with the company, they would take a certain amount and they would send it off to them, and that would be a deposit. And the maintenance fee, they took care of that, and I could use that to apply towards any medical bills I would have. And it actually, the way it would work is you go into a portal, they show all the actual claims, and you can charge it to it. But I quit that job and I got another one, and the health savings account came with me. I didn't have a high deductible plan anymore, but the account was still active. I was paying about $5 a month, and I would send some money into it so I have something separate to pay for my medicine, which is that's all I really needed until I started having some medical problems. And it turned out that I had a herniated disc, and it was causing my left arm to be extremely painful. It was, I think it was 5, 6, and 7, and the spinal cord was pinched, almost like being severed. But anyway, it hurts like hell. But anyway, so I got treated for that, and it was a spinal injection. It's called a infusion, spinal infusion, I think is what it is. They put medicine in there. So it felt better, and it got better for a whole year. And then it moved to the right arm. So I went to see a doctor about that. And he said, well, go try the injections again. We did. It didn't work. I went for the surgery, and I had the good insurance with my current employer. And I decided, hey, let me sit here and find out what this health savings account can do for me. So I was up late one night, and it was YouTube. I Googled health savings account, and there were a couple guys, and I forgot their name. I meant to try and look for them. I've got YouTube up right now, but these guys are talking about the health savings account, and they were talking about the one-time IRA to health savings account, trustee to trustee transfer. And what that allowed me to do with my IRA that I got many, many years ago when I first got started investing, it had built up with me rolling over and leaving these jobs and rolling over from the 401. I never keep the 401ks. They're riddled with expenses, and you can't see anything in it as far as your capital gains or anything. It just says it went up this much, and here's how much you got. So I roll them over where I have more control of them, and that's what the account that I set up with Dean Witter became. It became a rollover account. It was also full service brokerage too, but that's something separate. But anyway, we had money in there built up from those years from 1992 to 2022, and I was going to have this surgery, and I had to meet my deductible, which I think was 650 or 600, and my out of pocket expenses was $2,000. After $2,000 meet my out of pocket, it's covered. Everything's covered 100%. So this particular surgery, there was a 80/20 up to the 2000. So what I wound up doing is I Googled, I listened to these guys, I called up the full service broker. They did a little research and they gave me the spiel that they would give to protect themselves from any IRS type stuff. And they said, you're allowed to do this one time in your lifetime, up to a certain amount, which was $3,600. And that's what we did. I got a hold of the health savings account, told them what I was doing. They said, here's the form, make sure it's filled out, fill it out, send it to the brokerage firm. And eventually got the money over there into the account. Now, I had to fight to get it over there because they didn't follow instructions, and the check was rejected by the health savings account. So I had to get on the phone with them, and that was a different story. You invest with these folks for all these years, and the first time you need your money, you screw it up like that. But anyway, the money got over there, and when I went in for the surgery, I had to pay up that $2,000 part. And they, the medical folks, they always seem to find all these other payments. So, I'm there. My sister flew in town. I just whipped out the credit card, charged it. And then after the surgery and the explanation of benefits started coming in, I found out that they overcharged me and that had to be refunded. But the money that I used on that credit card, I submitted the receipt to the health savings account, and they reimbursed me. They made me whole, and I was able to pay that credit. And then there was some extra money in there, and I used that to pay my medical bills until it was depleted. And once I depleted it, since I don't like paying interest fees, service fees, penalties, or anything like that, it was $5 a month. I closed it out because at 65, you can't have the account anyway. So I just got rid of it, and that was the end of it. So that's basically it on the health savings account. Do your own research. You get to do it once in your lifetime. Elton's Retirement Journey. Thanks.